So today I want to talk about goals. We get so excited about goal setting. We think about achieving goals. How cool it'd be to make more money, have a better body, or take up a second language. Then we lose motivation, we give up, and we wonder, what the hell happened? Now, this is what is called the motivation trap. People are good at thinking about what they want from life, but not so good at the execution part. We've all been there. I've been there. And this is because many of us are lazy fucking assholes. Simply put, we don't put in the work. So if you want something, call me old-fashioned, but you have to take action. So let's talk about avoiding the motivation trap and talk more about setting standards for your life instead. So it's a new year. Here we go again. By now, 7 out of 10 people will have already given up on their goals. And those are just the statistics. People get all excited and they can't wait for their transformative new year. And, they miss one day of not doing something that they were meant to do. And then they get all frustrated with themselves. And they go, fuck, screw it. I was never going to change my life anyway. I'm just going to give up. Well, you can't. You got to keep going, right? Don't worry. You're not alone. No one is perfect. I've set a lot of goals for myself this year, and it hasn't been going well so far. I even chipped my tooth, and I can't even get a dentist appointment right now. So I look like a hillbilly. Anyway, I know it will get fixed. I know I'll fall down on some of my goals, but I'm going to keep going. And we'll adopt the attitude of just stick-to-itiveness. That's why I'm even still making these videos regardless of how I look. Whatever. The point is, if you don't stay consistent though, then you're not going to, get things done. You're just going to get more of the same. And if you don't like your life as it is, then you got to change in the ways that require you to be different. To form new habits, we have to practice them until they become ritualistic. That's literally the definition of, forming new habits. One of my favorite quotes is, "We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence then is not an act, but a habit." Right? So doing something great doesn't just happen on its own. There has to be a steady record of consistency and persistence. Why should we set goals? Well, you should set goals because, you need a plan. For anybody who's ever built anything or taken on a major task, they don't just wing it, they map it out. When mankind first decided to launch men into space, they didn't just hope it happened. They got the best minds together, they planned and tested, made goals, and we became a spacefaring nation. When we needed a vaccine for coronavirus, they got the best medical minds in the world who came up with measured strategies, with just the right concoctions of liquids, testing, samples, temperature, evaluations, reassessments, and they kept moving towards a goal, right? So that mankind could move on from this hell that is COVID-19. I think goals just have a bad reputation because goals don't inspire people when you hear it. Goals have a negative connotation, which really means work, or I have to make changes in my life now. Man, I don't like change. Blah, blah, woe is me. Well, do you want a better life? Do you want more from it, from yourself, Then just, call it a to-do list. Call it your plans of action, your life steps. I don't give a shit. Just do it. You need to put in the work, so if you're going to complain about it, what you don't have, and then complain about the work you have to put in, to do it, then it really just makes you a crybaby, frankly. So let's pull ourselves up, get organized, take a shower, clean your place, clear your mind, meditate, and then let's make a plan. So when you make a plan, you want to make sure that the plan is good, right? You don't want to set yourself up for failure, but success. And so this is critical. This is making goals. So let's talk about SMART goals. What are SMART goals? So if you know the expression work smarter, not harder, then this is what this pertains to. It takes your goals and it supersizes it. Goals can be vague and not clear, like a turd. So we're basically going to make them shiny turds. It's not enough to just say, I want to lose weight, or it's not enough to say, I hate my job. It's not enough to say, I want more money. You have to get specific, what you want, how and why. There's got to be a plan, and then you execute it. Goals do matter. You need some sort of a guidepost. SMART goals are S, specific. This is what you want to do. M, measurable. So how will you know when you've achieved it? What does the success of this goal mean? You lost 40 pounds, you got a better job, you worked for yourself, you fell in love. What does the attainment of that final goal look like? A, attainable. So is it in your power to attain it? Do you have the right skills to do it? And if not, how do you plan to get those skills and attain that goal? R, realistic. So can you realistically achieve this goal? Now, it sounds pessimistic, but it allows for brutal honesty. Now, if you want to become a rocket scientist in 6 months without ever studying engineering, that might be ridiculous. So you be the judge of this. T, timely. So what time do you actually want to accomplish this by? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Don't freak out here. I know we can't all predict the future unless you're Warren Buffett or Elon Musk. Don't let that demotivate you. Just try to take a healthy stab at it, and then you can keep reassessing. What is a SMART goal example? So a SMART goal example is I'm going to lose 40 pounds in 3 months. I'm going to do it through intermittent fasting and a ketogenic diet 5 days a week while exercising 3 days a week, for 30 minutes. Done, right? It was specific, it was measurable, and it had an end date. Okay, so you've made your SMART goals, you know what you want to do, you know how you're going to get there, and you know the time frame. So it's time to execute. Now, do you wait until you feel like it? Do you wait until it's convenient for you? Do you wait until you finish the last season of House of Cards? No. You just do it, which leads me to my next point. The motivation trap. So, the motivation trap, what is it? I also like to refer to this as the self-entitlement trap because everything needs to be perfect before I start. When you fall into the motivation trap, you are basically allowing your lack of motivation to dictate your actions in your life. It's like you have to wait to get started on your goals when you feel ready, when it's convenient for you. If you wait to feel like doing something, then you'll be waiting forever to get started. Motivation comes and goes. Don't allow motivation to dictate your life. What you want to do instead is adopt a growth mindset, a strong, positive mindset that focuses on outcomes and logic rather than emotion. You need to adopt the mindset of, I'm just going to do it. You just let go and you start working. And when you get to that first step, it will lead to a second, and then it will lead to a third. It's like making sure you're dressed and just entered the gym, right? When you finally get there, you drove all the way, made the effort, you showed up, you will naturally want to just work out. And then after 20 minutes of sweating and those endorphins being released, you feel good and you remember, what it was like exercising, and that, allows the motivation to come in later. I think a strong mindset puts in the work first, knowing the motivation will come later. So don't allow the motivation trap to cloud your judgment. So put in the work first, and the motivation will come later. The compound effect. So the next important thing I want you to remember is the idea of the effects of compounding actions. The compound effect, in simplest terms, means a reactionary effect from the choices and actions that you take. So if you remember Newton, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. It's his third law of motion. So basically, action creates results, and then more results after that. So the more action, the more results. You actually have control of the pace and speed of your goals coming to you quicker through the fortitude of your choices and your actions. Compounds daily with every action you take. Smaller and smaller wins will actually eventually turn into big wins. So compound your efforts on a daily basis. And remember this when goal setting. So just take massive action towards a life that you really want. Take massive action. So referring to Elon Musk again, when he was building PayPal, him and his friend actually didn't even have a place to live. They had no money, and so they decided to rent office space, and they slept at the office, and Elon said that during the day, he would work on the website stuff, and then he would code at night. And, he's relentless, and he basically never stopped working. And he knew, though, that this was a numbers game. He knew that if he put in more hours than the competition, he was ultimately going to win and get there first. If the other guy's putting in 8 hours and he's putting in 18, then he's going to get there faster. It's really just a numbers game. It's simple. So take your 6-month goal and make it 3 months. Why not? Doesn't that sound good? So just do that and take massive action and, be relentless. This is your life after all. You got one to live. So, just go for it. So I think you should set goals and stop thinking about it so much. When I stop talking, I want you to just hang up and get started. And if you want an efficient workbook planner to map out your life, then just click the link in the description below. All right, guys, so that's it for me. I hope this helped. So wishing you lots of love, happiness, and success in 2021. I know 2020 is still kind of lingering, and 2021 still feels kind of like a shit year, but things are getting better, if you really look at it. And I think there's just so much to look forward to. So keep at it, stick to your goals this year, and stay motivated. Keep watching the channel, talk with others, and stay inspired, guys. All right, lots of love.
I smell hip-hop and I want some, and I spy with my little eye 2 turntables, spin a record so fly like an eagle or soar like a pigeon. Lay it on thick, could give you just a smidgen. A little devil do you, all you have to do is listen. Music be the movement, everybody on a